so that this is the second recording, 9th of October. Just breaking it up so we know that it will be a bit easier to upload. Look, it is now 8:46 and we are conscious of the time, but, you know, there's just so much information tonight and you're all still on. So that's, you know, a huge achievement that you've taken the time out tonight, everyone that's on the call, to listen. And, you know, I really hope that you're all getting something out of it. You know, even I still get, you know, information out of everyone that has spoken. So I'm going to pass over now to Leah Mcdonald, who has some other great information for us as to how we can grow the volume through our enrolment of customers. So I'm going to pass over to Leah now. Thank you, Leah Mcdonald.
Thanks, Sandy. Yeah, so... Yay. Okay, so I just wanted to share two quick things with you guys. I've been doing this in my team for a little while now, and with some really great successes for when we actually do them. Like anything, you know, easy to do, easy not to do. So I know that I'm personally committed to ensuring that these Facebook parties are going to be, especially in the lead up of the next 12 weeks, are going to be a very regular thing from my network. So I've got two things to go through tonight. One is a Facebook product group and one is a Facebook live party. So I'm going to talk about the product group first. I'm not sure, I think the link should have been shared with like the leaders who are on NLC have probably handed them out to their teams already. If not, maybe Claire, if you just want, could you pop like the link to the group or something, the product group in the thread here so people can have a look. The product group, I don't know about you guys, but in our team, and I'm sure most of you guys do the same thing, is that we're pretty much mostly following the theory of attraction marketing on social media, which means that for the most part, we don't go speaking about Nerium openly and vocally across all of our platforms. And if you are, that's cool, no problem. But for a lot of us, we're not doing that. And so finding a good balance and a way of really being able to share the information about our product, you know, before and afters without saturating our own personal profiles, could be somewhat challenging for people. So what we've done in our team is we've created a product group, which is a closed group. And in the closed group, once you accept into the group, actually, I'm going to share my screen and I'll show you. And then you can, where is it? Hang on. Eek. Where's my thing gone? Sorry, I'm just trying to share my screen. Okay, oh, there it is. Right in front of my face. Okay, can you guys all see that? Yep, okay, cool. So this here is an example of the product group that I've created. That's actually the name of my group, Turn Back the Clock, Beauty Inside and Out. And this is how I communicate with my preferred customers. It's how I communicate with people who have shown interest in the products. It's people who have commented on before and afters and things like that. So what I've done is I've in the group here, members request, here it is here. All right, and I've put in here a video that's been uploaded onto YouTube that you can watch in your own time. It's about 15 minutes, which goes through how to actually just create that group and what settings and some things to take into consideration. For example, in a group, you can actually invite people just by clicking the invite button. It will automatically add them, so you don't want to piss people off by just adding everybody on your Facebook friends to a group. And so in that YouTube video, I go through and I explain the 3 different ways in which you can actually invite people into your group. You can add them and under what circumstances you might do that. But basically what I did is I went through and anyone who had, as I said before, commented on a Facebook post, had contacted me about product, I'd had discussions about product, people who are my preferred customers and people who had done trials but potentially hadn't purchased. I contacted them. I said, look, I've set up this private product group on Facebook. I'd love to be able to add you in there so that you can keep abreast of the changes that we've got with our products. I communicate any special giveaways, incentives, whatever it is that we might have going on as a company or personally. So that I can communicate with them. It's a really great space to do Facebook Lives to your customers, purely about product. So you can show the product, you can demo the product, you can pop on an eye patch and jump on and do a Facebook Live if you want to. But what we do in that group is we go through, and you might be saying, well, what's the benefit of a group over a page? Now, groups you can, and I've tried both of them, to be perfectly honest, and I get much better response in a group rather than a page. And the reason for that is I can post as myself into the page, and I'm building a personal relationship with my customers as me posting in that group, rather than having a page, turn back the clock, for example, and posting as a company name. I've been doing a lot of research on social media and finding what works best from a relationship building perspective. And absolutely, the person-to-person relationship that you're building within a group as you posting is hands down way better than posting as a page. The other main reason that I don't post as a page is that I didn't want, I do attraction marketing, so I don't go around talking Miriam publicly on social media. So obviously having a page with your name on it, or you personally posting on that page, would obviously make it very easy for people to understand, that or know that you're with Miriam. Not that I am ashamed in any way, shape or form of Miriam, but I want people coming to me and asking me the question rather than Googling Miriam and finding 100 different negative articles that are infactual and not correct. So that would be the other reason. In a group, you can also schedule posts, which is a benefit rather than doing it on your own personal page. So on a group, what my team does is we sit, this is what we recommend and what all of us aim to and strive to do, is on a Sunday night sit down and we pre-organize our posts for the week in our Facebook group for product. Now, most of mine come straight from the Miriam Australia website. Cut, paste, and add my own personal website link. That's another bonus of having it in a group, because you can literally put your own website directly on every post that you do within there. And the benefit of planning out your week of posts is that you can do some posts strategically. So I tend to choose one product a week that I will kind of spotlight, because we all know from any marketing kind of knowledge that it takes people more than one time to have exposure to information, exposure to a product to be interested in purchasing. So I might do an official Miriam post on day and night cream, for example, and then I might do the next day a before and after on the day and night cream, and then I might do a testimonial the following day from an existing client. So how we do it is we kind of back up whatever product we're looking to promote through that Facebook group and repeat that same product in different ways throughout the week. Does that make sense? So you're landing it with different people. You might show a different before and after photo, and how, for example, we know the day and night cream treats all the 5 different signs of aging. So you might have 3 different before and afters that are at different age brackets, for example. So it's just touching all of the people within your group. Also, anyone I approach about the business who says that they're not interested right now, or it's not for them, or they don't know anybody, or whatever the strategy is that you're reaching out to your people, at that point, I always use this Facebook group as the next step in my sales funnel. So whenever I'm talking to someone about business, if they say no, not for me, or whatever their response might be, I then say, cool, no problem. What I've also got is I've got a private closed group on Facebook that I'm using to communicate about our incredible products. Would it be okay if I added you into there so you can find out more about them? 9 out of 10 people will say, yep, no problem. So in that point, I then go in and I add them into the Facebook group. So that serves a dual purpose. 1, you're hopefully then just going to get a customer out of someone that you've prospected for your business. And 2, potentially they could be interested in the business, they just weren't right then. So what you're doing is you're exposing them to the product, to the incredible results that we're getting. So it's keeping them plugged in. You're staying front of mind with them, about Miriam and about the incredible things that we're doing. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay, cool. So I encourage you to watch that group. It just goes, that video, it goes through different, just how to set it up and the settings and all of that, and the things to just take into consideration when you are, I'm just looking at the things, just in case there's any questions in there. Perfect. All right. So again, the main place that I get most of my posts from, and if you want to join my actual group, I'm more than happy for you to find it on Facebook and request to join, and I'll add you in. But the majority of it comes straight from the Nerium Australia website, Nerium blog posts, and anything that I see floating around about Nerium, I just save it to my phone, and then when I'm going down to schedule out my post for the week, I then just schedule out in accordance to whatever I'm doing. Okay, so it's not rocket science. I hardly recreate anything on that group. It's all just regurgitating information that's already out there, so it's really, really simple. Okay.
Leah, can I just, the important thing too that you said to all of us is to understand that this is your own personal group.
Correct.
You've invited other people in, but it's important for them to understand that when they're in there, you're just observing.
Yeah.
Recommend for them to start their own individual.
100%. We originally, when we first started, like months and months and months ago, we did one group for our team, and we thought, let's just do one page. Everyone can add their customers in. And honestly, a few reasons why we stopped doing that. One is that I was just doing all of the posts. And two, there was no relationship being built by the individual brand partner with their customers. So I really encourage you to just create your own group and be using this as a way to communicate with your preferred customers, and as another sales funnel to keep those prospects through and in front of, in front of your product and in front of your business. I actually don't talk about business really at all in that group. It's purely for product. But I am a little bit sneaky, and sometimes I might put like a little line about like how no wonder this business is exploding if I'm doing before and an after photo or something like that, just to pique their interest, so that those people who are maybe looking in the background about the business, their interest is just tweaked a little bit more. So it's really great. We're seeing some awesome customer results coming through this, and more. I think Tracy last month from her group, she got 9 preferred customers from her group last month. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it was 9. One of the girls on my team, Tracy, who's on the call tonight. So, it really does work. And because you can schedule them, it doesn't take up a lot of your time. And I really encourage you to do that. Sit down Sunday night and schedule out your week, and you don't have to worry about it. And then all you need to do is then respond to any comments and whatever. The other thing to do in there is you can practice doing your lives in there. Because it's a really great way of getting your confidence up. If you aren't yet doing lives on your own personal page, and I'm a little bit lax in doing that even myself, it's a really good way to practice your lives. I do little, if I'm doing a product special or a flash giveaway or an incentive for orders or whatever it might be, I jump on and I commit to doing the announcement of in a live, and then I follow it up with a post with the details of the special or whatever I'm doing in a post. So it's just getting you familiar with doing that. Jen, I just use the scheduler. You can't do it on your phone. You can't schedule on your phone in a group, but you can on your PC. So when you go to post, there's a little arrow just to the left of it, and you just click on that and drop down, and you can schedule when you want the post to go. So I try and do 2 posts a day, 5 days a week, and then on the weekend I just generally do 1 on the weekend as well. You absolutely can probably use other platforms to schedule into a group as well. The other thing is you can post straight from Go Prospect into a group. So if you're on there, any of the media images that they've got in there with the little articles that are attached, you can go straight from there straight into your group. You can't schedule those ones, unfortunately, because the way that it kind of copies it across, the only option is to post immediately, but it's still an option that you can absolutely do that if you want, or you can just save the image and cut and paste it. You can do that. And also, I have saved, as a little tip, I use Bitly, but you could use any of the other URL shorteners. But I have saved every product on the website. Like I've saved the URL for every product and made a Bitly link for it, so that when I post anything in that group, whether it be before and after, whatever, I have a link directly to that product on my website. I want to make it as easy as possible for somebody to purchase that product, because obviously if they're clicking on that link, whatever I posted resonated with them, they were interested in the results, they want to check the and by doing it that way, you can also see how many people click. Well, I know on Bitly you can, because that's what I use. If once you've saved those Bitly links, you can actually, it's super easy. It's Bitly, I think it is. It basically just shortens the URL, so you get like a unique, those little funny numbers and letters that you probably see on web instead of a big long URL. It just shortens it and gives you a tiny little URL that you can post. Yeah, thank you, Liv. So I use that so that I can then I can see, like, if I post something and then I go into my Bitly account, I can see how many people have clicked on that link in total. It doesn't, it's not super, you can't break it down into, actually you can break it down into days. It's got a little graph. So it's a good way of seeing where your posts are landing with the people where you're posting it. So that's just another little tip that we do there. Okay. So did anyone have any other questions on the product group before I move on? Yep.
I was just going to say, Leah, just before we move on, my concern is just the time. It's now 9 o'clock. I know it's midnight, I think, in New Zealand, so a little bit earlier in WA. I mean, we can continue, or we could hold on to the Facebook party, virtual product party information until next week. And perhaps
keep going.
Yeah.
keep going. That's another week of people not doing them. I think we don't have weeks to wait.
That's
If
right.
people need to go, they can watch the recording.
Yeah, and it's been broken down, so they'll only have to watch this last product group and Facebook party if they want.
Excellent. Let's keep going. That's unanimous.
Okay. All right. Okay. So no other questions on that. All right. Let me just click over here. All right. So in the Alpha group, I created an event that is called Mock Facebook Product Party. If you haven't yet accepted it yet, don't worry too much. I'm going to run through it here, but you can go in and you can click on it and you'll be able to see all of these posts right in front of you. So you can save the images, so you can and so you can save the images, cut and paste the posts and all that kind of thing. Okay, so this Facebook group party, this Facebook product party is an alternative for doing live in-person parties. I don't know about you. I have 2 small kids under 4.5, and getting to do multiple RRPs and getting out there is pretty challenging. So I had a really good friend who was in Jamberry and did really well in Jamberry. And I don't know if any of you know of Jamberry. If you haven't been exposed to it, okay. But if you have, you probably know that they do a lot of their marketing and a lot of their sales, and it's all on social media. So they host Facebook parties all of the time. They get someone to host a Facebook party and they invite their friends, and then the distributor or whoever will come in and host the party for them. So they're both admins on the group, and then the distributor or brand partner in this case would go in and do all of the lead up posts and then go in and do the actual party on the night of the party. So not only can you host these parties yourself, but if you have people who are wanting to, well, I would not have previously said get 3 or free. We don't have that now, but wanting to get those product rewards and have friends, you can ask them to host one of these parties for you, add you as a co-host, and they invite a group of their friends to do this party online. So with that, you could literally be doing one of these parties every night. They go for 30 minutes. And if you're committed to going to Fiji and you want to get customers, this is an awesome way of building up your customer base. So I'm just going to run through it. And you'd want to do this as a closed group. Now, if you're doing this with your own friends on Facebook, my advice would be to not go and invite the 5,000 people that you've got as friends on Facebook to one event, because if they don't come, they can't make it. Then the next time you host the event, if you're aiming for Fiji and you're wanting to host 3 of these a week, you don't want to be inviting the same people 3 times in the same week to the same type of event. So my advice would be to choose 30 or 40 of the people on your friends list and invite them, or a group of people, your school mums, people or your day camp, whatever your, group them up into whatever categories you'd like. And then invite a group of those people, because then if they, you've still then got all of the rest of your friends and contacts on Facebook that you haven't bombarded with an invite. So I set these up ideally 7 days in advance to give people notice that it's happening, and also to give you time to post the pre-posts within Facebook. The reason I do a lot of the posts before the party is because our products are not a $27 nail wrap that like what Jamberry is, right? So, obviously we have our $39 cleanser, but after that, our prices jump up, and not everybody is going to want to see a product for the first time, be exposed to it for the first time, and put an order in, within 30 minutes. So my way that I've been doing this is to drip feed the products, drip feed the science, drip feed the amazingness of Nerium over the 7-day lead up to the event, so that they're already familiar with who we are, our culture, what we've got, and they could have looked at product links and kind of got a gauge of the prices as well. So when we do the event on the evening, it's not like a complete shock of how much it is and what products that we have. So, but in saying that, I just set one in my own product group for Thursday. So that's only 4 days. So instead of doing one post a day, I'm going to kind of double up over the next few days, and that's okay. Like I'm still not doing, 8 posts in one day to them, so they're not being completely bombarded. So I'm just going to scroll all the way down to the beginning, and I've labeled these the way and the order of which I would do them. So as soon as I set an event, 7 days out, ultimately, I then do a live video. So obviously you set the event, you invite the people that you're wanting to invite, and then I do a live video. Now I have put a script in here that you can use. Now I don't memorize this. I literally have this saved on a Word document. And if you put the Word document in the middle of your screen right up high, and you probably want to practice this a little bit. I've used teleprompters before, so it's not a huge step, but it's a lot. It's one less thing that you have to memorize if you just kind of figure out how to be able to read off a Word doc with the information. I won't go through all of the words, but basically it just introduces yourself, who you are, because some people may not be super familiar with what you're doing. And you're kind of giving them a pre-frame of what's going to happen over the next several days in the lead up to the event. You're going to be posting some information for them to look at. You want to tell them what you want them to do. You basically, this whole process in the lead up of the 7 days is leading them to the sale, leading them to the end of it, at the end of the 30-minute party that you're going to be having, because we've done longer parties, and whilst they still got a good result, the shorter, the punchier, the better in terms of getting people's attention on the night is better, is more effective, because people can look at all of this information in their own time. Just a reminder that they'll have special offers, that you have some interactive games, and that there are some special giveaways, so that encouraging them to want to come along actually on the night and be present. All right, so that's the first page. The first post, sorry. Okay, pre-party post 2. Obviously, you don't post that in capital letters when you're doing the post. You just do the next bit. Look your best at any age. It's just an overview there, a quick snapshot of some of the products that we obviously have. That didn't include the cleanser and the Illuma Boost, because I did this originally in August. So we could definitely change that image over to a one that shows all of them. Product party pre-post 3, which is 5 day outs, is an ingredient spotlight. And I basically and all of this pretty much comes from the Nerium website in different places. Some of it comes from the Signet Bio. So I just went through, and I really haven't recreated the wheel. I've just created, I put it all in one place so it's easy for them to read and to find out the information. All right, so then I do day 4 days out. I chose the body firming cream. I do a little quote. I put some details, some information, and then obviously here you would put your link to purchase. So that's your own personal website link, whether it's a shortened link or not. These are some before and afters that I've used. You could choose to use these. You could choose to use whatever ones that you've got in your own kit. You could use official Nerium ones if you want to. I personally think that the that the Nerium ones are great, but having ones that have come from team members that you're able to actually say, yes, I know that person, like I know whose butt this is beneficial. And, you know, when people actually ask. So that's an option there. 3 days out, I talk about the day and the night cream. And the reason why I'm talking about a lot of the basics in here, I'm not going to say who it is, but she is on the call if she wants to nominate who she is. And yeah, so the reason that I've chosen these products to do the before and afters on, obviously they are they're wow photos. And also when I do a live and I do a product spotlight, I personally was talking about the cleanser and the Illuma Boost because they were new products. So you'll see that when I do the next live, but you could choose to highlight whichever product you want. This is just how I've done it. If you want to do, there you go, it's Kim. So you can choose to focus on other products if you want. So here is a 2 days out, late night, date night, long flight. Obviously that's our eye patches. Some bit of information here. Again, pop in your link. I've used again their media pictures there. Utilize the before and afters. If you have other ones, you use those. Then 1 day out, I did the eye serum. Again, just dot points. And again, it really is all coming from the website. Nothing crazy. The morning of the event, I've put in this Dr. Maria Bertrand video, the link to her 18-minute video on the science. And the reason that I put that on before is because I know that, you know, in this day and age, it's really important to a lot of people. So I wanted people to be able to have the opportunity to watch that if that's, you know, if the science is important to them, they can watch that in the lead up so that when they can take advantage of the special offer that I do, you know, that evening. It's pre getting rid of any objections that they have about the science because I'm answering it all up front. Mid-afternoon on the day of the party, I'm saying today is the day your transformation begins. How's the presuppositions that today is the day they're going to start loving their Nerium products. And a little bit on, again, that's straight off the website. Obviously, you would change your a photo to yourself, not of me. But it's just a 10-minute warning that we're about to start. Are you comfy yet? Boil the kettle, pour yourself a wine, see you in 10. Pop yourself an image, find a photo of yourself, put see you in 10 minutes or whatever it is on there. And again, it's just another way of connecting you to them, your personality. And then it's the party. So in the party, you're going to do 2 lives. The first one is to welcome everybody for coming, reiterating that hopefully they've had a chance to look at all of the information that you've already posted. Just a brief overview that of the company here in Australia, that we've just been here since last October. Obviously, this month I'm probably change that just on 12 months. That our products have been gracing the Australian publications and a few listing those out. Why are we having these parties? To introduce more people to our fabulous products, which are created from real science and getting real results. A chance for them to ask questions, be interactive. Again, you want to cut these scripts for the live videos, cut and paste them, save them into a Word document so that you can bring them up on your screen. And then what I'm asking everybody now to do is to say hi. So in the comments, say hi, and I want you to make up a lie about how you know me. If you're doing this as a host for one of your customers or somebody else, a friend who's doing it, what you'd want to do is you'd want to say, make up a lie about how you know your host, and have people, because you're wanting people to start interacting here. And everybody who says hi and interacts here gets a entry into your lucky screen prize, is what I call it, a lucky screen prize that you'll draw. Now, when I did it last time, I just gave away a set of eye patches. Doesn't have to be super expensive. However, if you've got a lot of people on the call, or you've got some people who you think, day one, yeah, I'll go back and you can have a look in the all of the exact posts in the group. So where am I up to? Yeah, so you're getting everyone to just kind of, and you're just kind of building that rapport, having a little bit of fun, and going through from there. So once you do that, then and while people are kind of probably going back and having a look through the posts that they all haven't read yet, from in the lead up, then I post this. So I talk about the 30-day money guarantee. I reference it to it. You know, I've never been able to walk into a department store. I've got a little kitsch, little pigs might fly image there, as well as our 30-day money back guarantee. And again, so yeah, just highlighting the objections that people may have when purchasing online or purchasing from a company that they haven't yet used before. And then I talk about the who loves discounts and rewards. I just found that image somewhere on Google. I chose it because Live Happy, you know, we're all talking about that. And in my product group, I do a lot of posts from the Live Happy page as well in my product group to beef it out. And obviously everybody loves rewards, and it's not 3 year free. So I didn't really have any other image that I could use in there. Again, if you don't love these images, you can create your own and do whatever you want. These are just examples of what I do. So I talk about that. I just give a brief overview there of the rewards system, the rewards that we have, but also put in terms and conditions apply just to cover our butt. Party post 4. And again, these are, you have these saved, and it's literally cut and paste. It takes you 2 seconds to post these. It's not difficult once you've got them saved. Next steps, how do they order? They go to my website. Obviously, you'd replace it with yours. However, if you're welcome to leave mine if you'd like. And then just pop it through. I'm just explaining right there exactly what I want them to do. And yeah, it's easy. And yeah, so there's the link. And then we have the live video. And then that is it. So the live video here is... Now, this is a longer one, and this is where I do product. So I talked about cleanser, the new cleanser and the Illuma Boost. I basically took this information direct from the screens that we had at the Leadership Edge when they talked about the new product, and I just combined it into, and as well as online on the website, and I just mushed it all together and came up with a little bit of a blurb about why we're cleansing, what's so amazing about our cleanser, and also the Illuma Boost. If you don't want to highlight the Illuma Boost in the cleanser, don't. Choose something else and come up with your own script, you know, to promote that product. I chose those because the other ones are super easy to do before and afters, and we don't have a lot of before and afters on these products yet, although we're starting to see some Illuma Boost ones obviously come through, and I wanted to be able to talk about them. You can also do a product demo on the cleanser here. I'm sure all of you have seen the Sharpie demo that has been floating around. This would be an awesome time. If you wanted to do that, you could definitely do that as part of your live video. So this is...
Lee, can I just butt in there for one moment?
Yes.
That Sharpie video, or that Sharpie's being removed from the company. It's been decided from NMD.
Okay, so don't do that.
We don't want people drawing on their face. It actually it downgrades the company because people are having different opinions of it.
Sure.
So the NMDs, do it on your hand by all means. But I was with it originally, but then I heard the company side. So compliance is actually hunting, trying to get all those videos down.
Okay,
just
cool.
To let you know, so you know what's happening in the background.
Okay, thanks, Rob. So you could definitely, like as Rob said, you could do it on your hand, which is what I actually did because I was too much of a chicken to put it on my face anyway. But you could definitely do it on your hand as a demonstration. And yeah, so you could choose whatever product you want to highlight. You could do an eye patch. You could literally actually... You know, you could put if you've had a hard night, you could chuck some eye patches on personally at the beginning and do the application in the first live video. And then in the second one, you could take it away and let them see the difference because it's about 30 minutes. So you could definitely do that as well. There's plenty of things you could do in here. This is just an example of how I do and what I do in the two products that I do. Let me just scroll down here. I won't read it all out. You can go through. Again, you don't have to recite, you don't have to memorize this. Don't do it. I wouldn't even attempt to memorize it. Just save it in a script. No, it doesn't. You put it on a Word document. I'll tell you how I do it. And anyone who's used it, the closer you have your Word document, you make it nice and as narrow as possible, and up the top, right underneath the camera on your computer. And then you minimize your Facebook screen down so that it's in the bottom half so you can see the top. And then you just on your thing, you just keep, like I'd be scrolling this now, and then I just keep scrolling through and I would just be reading it. So the reason you want to have it as narrow as possible from a teleprompting perspective on your computer is because if you have it wide, you'd be literally going like this from side to side to read it all. But you can, if you keep it close together, you should just be able to slightly move your eyes just a little bit, and people won't even know that you're reading it. And again, that will take a little bit of practice to do. So just, set up Zoom, do a recording, put something up there and have a bit of a practice so you feel confident that, you can deliver that well. The special offer that I did last time was for all new preferred customers to enroll with a minimum order of 150 or more. And I didn't care what combination of products that was. I would personally gift them a free bottle of cleanser, valued at $50 retail. I always do the retail price when I'm talking about free gifts and things like that, because it's obviously putting greater value on it. And you'll probably see in the post that I did before when and you would definitely see it if you're in my group page, Turn Back the Clock. Whenever I talk about product, I always say, our preferred customer price is X. However, if you prefer to pay full retail, you're more than welcome. And then I tell them what that price is. So it kind of makes it really obvious that why would you? You'd be kind of silly not to. So it's all about, honestly, it's all about how you're framing things, the wording that you're using and how you're positioning it that will really help people get over the line in a quick sale on something like this. So I did that, and I had that offer for 24 hours only. So if this finished at 8:30 tonight, then the offer would expire at 8:30 tomorrow night in order for to have that. And what else did I have in there? And then I just thank them for supporting my business, that I really appreciate everybody. And again, the little line that I put there is, this business is changing lives and I'm so blessed to be a part of it. So again, I don't talk about the business in these Facebook Live parties like I would on an RRP. I want to keep it to 30 minutes. It's purely product. You could add the business in there if you want, but I choose to use this as purely as a product driving tool. If you were to do 3 or 4 of these a week with 30 people, inviting 30 people, you would at least get 1 or 2 orders or a trial out of each party. I guarantee it if you do these consistently. So when we're talking about from the Fiji perspective, that, if you're doing 3 or 4 of these this week and you're getting, say, 2 customers each time, that could be 8 customers. If they each buy a day and a night cream, that's 140 points. Let's round it up to 10 a week, just because I can't think on my feet at the moment. So, that would be 1,400 points a week you could get if you did these Facebook parties on a regular basis and got 2 sales out of each Facebook party. Does that make sense? So it's a really good way that you can be building your product quickly and consistently by doing these 30-minute parties. So I highly, highly encourage you to get on it and do it. And then so after that, I just basically thank everyone for coming. A little post, I reaffirm what the special offer is and when it closes, and then put your link there. Eek! Oh, everyone's commenting. One second, let me just close this. So that's it. That's the Facebook Live party. You can go in, you can use scripts, you can use the images, you can use whatever you want. I'm happy to share any of that. But again, the link to that event is posted in the Alpha page. So just go to the Alpha page, go to events, and you'll see the mock event in there. So you can just cut and paste, save it all. And you can utilize that as your template when you go through and you do that. So that's it.
Leah, that was absolutely fantastic. All the comments are just like, thank you.
I know, I couldn't see them all.
There's just, it's a continual thank you. So for those of you that weren't sure about just exactly where to go, there is a party as Leah said, the party event is actually in the Alpha group. So you can go on there and join there. And that's just a mock-up. So as Leah said, use the scripts, you know, adapt them if you want to. But remember, we've got all the information that we need. Like she said, she copies all of the posts from Nerium International and Team Nerium. So make sure you're on those sites, because all of that information, you know, is coming from corporate. So great to use. Yes, thank you. You're incredible. Thank you, Leah. You know, fantastic. Where's she goes? All right, my wife. I bet she's a champion, Wes. And it was so good to see you together. This is what we loved about the weekend. For a lot of us, it was seeing the partners there and having partners there. And, you know, in a way, I'm kind of single, but with somebody, and I do a lot on my own. And I was thinking, gee, I wish he was there, you know. So maybe next time. It was a fantastic weekend. And look, what's happened is, you know, through that, we've grown not just, you know, within our own small teams, because you're all the leaders of your own teams, but also, you know, on a bigger scale, and on a bigger scale yet. So just a few things I wanted to wrap up with, and then I might get Mr. H on here if he's still on there. Just 1 minute, Rob, and I'll just wind up, and we'll see if Rob would like to close for us. These recordings, I'll work out how to load them. I've broken it into 2, so they will go up. Now, one other thing we have, obviously our regional call is going to be national on the 21st, so more information will come out about that for regional training. Now, on the 20th of October, which is Friday next week, we are 1 year old officially in terms of how long we've been open in Australia and selling product. I know 1 year. I just saw your arms go up, Claire. And it is really exciting. And look, somebody's approached us from another team on the Gold Coast, and she's trying to organise a national events. I'm not sure if Rob knows of anything else that's been organised, but we'll find out for you and certainly let you know if there's something going on in your area. Now, just on one other note, yes, I am pretending to be Christine, because as we know, she's on her way to the Philippines. For a minute there, I think Belinda thought she was actually here. No, it's still me. But Christine asked us to, you know, at the end of tonight, to perhaps put up a challenge for you all to actually act on what information you have just heard. So, you know, we've got an incredible vibe going through the company. You know, the business, the teams, this team in particular, I don't think you realise just how big we are and how well we're doing. So, you know, you're all part of that. So to, you know, get that momentum going, you know, perhaps it's just that you want to do, you know, you actually get onto the virtual product party, the Facebook product party straight away, and you set one up for this week or next week, you know, get onto that as fast as possible. Or, you know, you set up that product group. So next week, we'd like to hear about some results of what you've actually done and the results that you've achieved. So that would be awesome if we can have some input next week on just the activity and the results, because that inspires everyone as well. And Christine has actually said here that she's happy to provide a gift, so a prize for she's got here top 2 results in number of sign-ups, you know, and gets to talk on the Zoom call. So we'll see. We'll put something up in the next few days, and you know, start working on what you've you know, what you've heard tonight. So again, the recording, if you've missed out on it, encourage your team to get on and listen to the recording. I saw Leah's also put up the speech from Jo. So get on there.
I've got 2. I still have to do the other couple.
Okay, thank you, Leah. Truly inspirational man, and every time we get to hear him, you know, we always leave. And, you know, a lot of the time it's the same information, but you just hear it from him and it re-inspires and reinvigorates us all to move forward. So, look, thank you to everyone who's contributed, to everyone that's been on the call tonight. This is, you know, it takes out valuable time out of your life, but you're all here for a reason, because you're inspired to grow your business. And, you know, we're happy to have you here. On that note, so, yes, all of those people, everyone that was at NLC that spoke, and particularly to Claire Hadlow and LEah Mcdonald, cheers from me. So thank you, ladies. Very, very, you know, professional in their businesses. And, you know, these 2 are rock stars, and we'll see them go a long way. Rob Hawkins, would you like to close for us? Are you still here?
Fantastic. Thank you, Miss Christine. Absolutely appreciate it. Hey, guys, so listen, we did have a great time up at NLC, and just to get to mingle and get to know the partners and all the different people that we saw. 150 distributorships were actually there. There was just over 200 people in total. It was just an incredible time for all of us. I've got to say, we're talking about Paradise is Calling. We've got to keep that in our mind. We have to keep that as part of where we're going. There's, again, so much excitement's happening. But let's get back to the 10 core commandments or commitments. Okay, the 2 a day, if you guys want to be at that with Fiji, the 2 a day is not going to cut the grass for you. You're going to have to bump it up a little bit, guys, because you should see, the information that's been shared all over the web, the excitement that's happened, the fun that was had. Okay, Claire Hadlow couldn't talk on her live call last night. I was croaky. I was in the same condition. I literally, guys, for 4 days, it was just full on for myself. Okay, so, I just want you guys to understand what we saw and where it can go. So you guys that did make it, it's our duty to help you guys now go that next step and get you qualified for that next trip in Fiji. The company itself, yes, we are. We have got that happening, okay, on the 20th when we open up the company. Most of it's going to be done for the first year celebration, just so you know. I know there's a number of little parties and barbecues and things happening because of the Zoom webinar that's on that weekend, okay, on that Saturday that Mark Smith and Tammy Smith are actually hosting for us. We have them dialing in for 2 hours on a major Zoom call. Okay, so that's going to be them for 2 hours talking, and it's going to be just a ball terror. It's going to be amazing. But be prepared as we go to that first year anniversary. That's going to be a big one. Just the planning that's going into that right now, okay, you guys are just going to be blown away with what we've got it stacked up for you and what's going to happen and what's going to be released, okay, at that event will simply blow your socks away, okay? So just know that this company, as if you're at NLC, this company, we're a baby company in Australia. We're only 6 years old around the world, okay? And we've just opened Germany and Austria. 600 people at the Austrian meeting on Saturday. Tonight, Berlin, they're literally just getting, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon there right now. So talking to Mark Smith just before, 5 hours away. They're going to have massive numbers in Berlin and the same thing as they go around. So again, remember, guys, if you've got anybody there, and as you know, Sandy, there's a lot of people working with Nikki over there through your leadership. Get connected with Nikki. She's meeting with a heap of people today and tonight as part of your organisation as well. So use that channel as well, okay? She's there for another 18 days. Use it as she goes around on that national tour with Mark Smith and all the team. So, guys, I invite you. Let's go do this big. If we're going to do it, let's do it big and have a great time. Leah and the guys, you've done an incredible job with that online technology. It's coming a long, long way to where we were when we started some 12 months ago. So congratulations to everybody on the Alpha Pack. Take care, guys, and look forward to seeing you next week. And listen to this replay. It's going to be the education that I've just watched, and I was on 2 other calls before, but I always watch these calls in its entirety to pick up just a couple of new little tidbits. And what you guys have shared is it's gold. Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Rob. Thank you, Mr. H. Always, and great to hear from you and have your input on the calls as well. So, look, thank you, everyone. Any other notes there? Susanna's mentioned some accountability. Put it out there. Speak to your upline. Commit to what it is that you want to achieve. Set some goals, break it down. We can do this. One other thing that I just wanted to throw in there, think about your customers too. Sometimes they do just want free product. And if they want free product, sign them up as a brand partner, because that's how they will get free product. And there's your 500 points as a minimum. But, add those on top of what you're already committing to with the 5 new brand partners. So, it's another way in to get the volume. Thanks everyone for coming on the call. Like Rob said, get back on there and re-listen and get on that group page and get on the mock party. Claire, you'll put your slides up if you, yeah, excellent, just for that breakdown. And of course, we've got the exciting announcement. We don't even know what it is, but we know that it's going to be great. So with that, Alphas, who's seeing it?
Vanessa, come on.
Go forth and...
Sorry, I was typing.
Go
forth and multiply.
Thanks
Let's do that.
guys.
I'll
Great to
make a
have you on the call. See you soon. We'll see you
Thanks,
next
guys.
week. But, you know, any info you
See
need.
you, everyone.
Talk to
Bye.
you tomorrow. See you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Belle, I'm going to give you a buzz tomorrow.